Shalom. 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 First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Citation to you, Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity, and back with another lesson. All right. Of the Holy Spirit, man. All right. Another lesson here to edify. All right. We're in a time now where Jake, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, especially Jake though, the northern tribe, the southern tribe, the brothers, man, we're being the target, the face of violence, and the face of pure just death, like execution, right? Even it's getting to that point. Even just the vibrations out here, among like even our women and stuff like that. But you seen what recently just took place was Jake had got killed by, I think, a Moabite in one of these states, and for over a bottle of water or something like that, and the Moabite got off. All right, which is being pushed as if it's a sign of the times. And then we have right here is no black jurors selected in the Carmelo Anthony murder trial, despite racially charged case. All right. Right now it is man. Being a brother, a masculine male in this society right now is needed, but you will be persecuted, especially being a man of the Lord. But check this out.
Not include anyone who is black. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. Within the last hour, a jury has been chosen to decide the closely watched murder trial of Carmelo Anthony.
More than 500 people were on the list of potential jurors, but the jury will not include anyone who is black, despite this case being racially charged. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining us now. Alex.
Hey guys, good evening. That's right. And I can tell you that a court spokesperson confirmed that there are indeed no black jurors on this panel. And I can tell you that before this jury panel was seated, the defense objected to 3 black women being struck by the prosecution. Now, the prosecution contended that it was due to the fact that the women were educators, noting that this incident happened at a school function with young students. The defense then pointed out that those were three of those were 100% of the available black jurors in what's called the strike zone, adding that the state struck all 3. The judge went out and reviewed their questionnaires and came back and said that the defense's challenge to the 3 jurors being dismissed was denied. The judge said the court found that the state had non-racial means to strike the jurors. Now, background: Carmelo Anthony, 17 at the time, is accused of fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf last year at a Frisco ISD track meet. Anthony was reportedly sitting under a tent for a school that he did not attend. Witnesses say the two got into an argument and Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest. Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms. Police said that Anthony told them he acted in self-defense. Now, this case has become racially charged, fueled in large part by online speculation, rumors, and misinformation. On Wednesday, attorneys for both sides got an hour and 45 minutes to question the reduced poll of these potential jurors. They were questioned on their views on a variety of topics, including race, how they felt about serving on this case, and if they would hold it against the defendant if he chose not to testify on his own behalf. The defense also tried to gauge if the potential jurors would be uncomfortable giving Anthony a lower sentence if there is a guilty verdict. And I did speak with Allison Richardson before the jury was sat, so I didn't have a chance to ask.
So we see the move that they will make. They're going to utilize these cases, despite Esau being caught raping animals, being caught raping actual human beings, children. Edomites are doing all types of atrocities, but they will make Jake the face of everything. Okay. Look what we have here. After the decision was made in Rick Chow's, when I was speaking about the young black male that got killed recently. Excuse me. But yeah, the young black male that got killed recently in at that establishment with the Moabite, or those other nations, man, for nothing. All right, all right. There he got off. All right, Rick Chow got off. All right, and there's video that they were the aggressors and the young man was not. All right, so check it out.
Water bottles. That's what the little boy died. Because of water bottle.
Yeah.
He stole a water bottle. 89-cent water. He lost his life for it. That's crazy.
And it kind of reminds me.
Now water so free is crazy. They stole all the cigars, the Newports, the lottery tickets, everything. There's a whole case of Heineken still on the ground. Trash.
And it reminds you of because nothing changed. It reminds you of what happened in the past when was a young lady named Natasha had got killed by a Korean lady that owned a store. You know, in the same breath, it was the same thing. And then a couple years back, this happens, but a couple years back, Esau, in his decrees and laws, they said stop Asian hate, and had laws to protect Asians. All right, when throughout this history of the so-called Black, Spanish, and Native Americans has never stopped the hate that they have. They always got like recently at the Kevin Hart roast, they got jokes and stuff like that. They got hella jokes, that are racist. They like it's almost as if it's meant to be for it's not meant to be, but it's almost as if what is the white privilege is that like they want to make it a thing. All right, they want to maintain their supremacy, and they but you can't say nothing about those small hats, those people over there in those people over there in Israel today. You can't say nothing about them. Selective outrage.
350,000 black women lost their job in the first 6 months of this
And
year. I am one of the 300.
even with our women are real demonic nowadays. Their lots nowadays are just to disrespect the black man. It's almost like they're obsessed with disrespecting the so-called black man, and they're obsessed with disrespecting the man. All right, like they can't. It's like an obsession. A lot of brothers are in their homes being disrespected by their women, and the women are teaching the children to disrespect the man and stuff like that. But as we understand through the spirit that these women they're the ones that forgot the punishment of Lot's wife. That's why it's all in the scripture. It says, "Remember Lot's wife." They're the ones doing that. But now, the women that have got a hold of Satan's philosophies, Satan's wisdom, or knowledge, and got a hold of what Satan had for them, and utilizing it and with their pride and stuff like that, and demonizing the so-called black man and Israelite man, you know, it's all gonna come for naught. All right, but check it out.
100,000 black women who have lost their job in 2025, and I have some thoughts. In the past 90 days, over 300,000 black women have lost their jobs. 300,000. That is the population of Barbados just wiped from the workforce in one fell sweep. 300,000 black women have been laid off in the last 90 days just in 2025. This conversation we're about to have is very urgent and it needs to be talked about.
300,000 black women have lost their jobs in corporate roles in the last 6 to 8 months. 300,000. I had to check the number myself.
Would I be wrong to say that this country is
In the jobs that Esau has offered our women, the so-called Israelite woman, have given our women pride, have made our women make it like they were separate from the community, you know, pride and to talk down and diminish the children, all right?
committed to doing everything in its power to prevent black women from generating wealth. In just 3 months, nearly 300,000 black women left the U.S. labor force, and more than 518,000 black women still haven't returned to the labor force since the pandemic began, leaving our real unemployment rate just above 10%.
Now y'all worried since they doing this to y'all. Black men, we don't care. Hey fellas, what y'all want back from the stove? I'm barbecuing today.
Black women were running around social media saying that black men were costing the government $50 billion each year because black men were unemployed.
Researchers say the rise of joblessness among black men has become a crisis. The toll of unemployed black men is costing the U.S. economy about $50 billion a year.
Yeah, and when that news went across the world, when it came to so-called blacks men, the Southern Kingdom, of course, but these women celebrated. These women had things to say. They had many mouths to open about it. They said they were excited, you know, and that's that they gave off enemy spirit, all right, spirits, which is in the Bible, all right. You know, our woman has become Esau's lapdog, all right.
They are the real welfare queen.
So black women, I wanted to remind y'all asses of that. So when you get black men pushback on celebrating about the 300,000 jobs lost, just remember what you did to black men in regards to that $50 billion statement. The economy is losing out on $50 billion by not employing black men. Companies still aren't hiring black men despite 10.6 million open jobs in the U.S. It's costing the economy $50 billion by not hiring them to fill 10.6 million open jobs. Companies are partially responsible for 50 billion missing in the economy. That's a distinct difference. I remember Afrotech reported it.
So it's companies that are losing out, not hiring. They just because of the racial hate that they have for you, so-called black brother, so-called black Israelite. They are not. They rather take a loss than to hire brothers in the positions, and that shows the redlining and the hate and the destruction of this place, and the fact that Esau set it up. Willie Lynch set it up for our so-called our woman to be ahead and stuff like that. It was never of their own, all right? It was all part of Esau's Willie Lynch strategy, all right? And the chickens come home to roost. You know, had our women prideful thinking they did this all on their own, but really was designed for that.
As black men were costing the government $50 billion. The report says that black men cost the economy $50 billion annually. So black women, I wanted to remind y'all asses of that. So when you get black men pushback on celebrating about the 300,000 jobs lost, just remember what you did to black men in regards to that $50 billion statement. Sometimes you have to be mindful of what you say because y'all believe in karma. Them fools, you know, the majority of black women.
And a lot of our women do not, they just be talking, all right? They just be saying shit. What did Kevin Samuel say? What's that? I was gonna quote James 1:19. Shame, insults, guilt, and need to be right. That's what they worship. They don't worship God or the righteousness or integrity. They worship shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right. That's what our women.
Believe in karma, right? Some of them. Let me just say some. Stars and moon and shit. Quasars.
Sun, moon, stars, quasars, motherfuckers sound like they're wood shit.
Sometimes you have to be mindful of what you say. Because y'all believe in karma. Them fools, you know, the majority of black women believe in karma, right? Stars and moon and shit. Quasars.
Sun, moon, stars, quasars, motherfuckers sound like they're wood shit.
350,000 black women lost their job in the first 6 months of this year.
I am one of the 300,000 black women who have
Yeah. All right.
lost.
I want to get to she that is mine enemy. Shame shall cover thee. All right. Micah chapter 7 verse 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God? Mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. All right. So shame shall cover her. All right. That's what goes on. All right. That's what's going to go down. You know, that's what we seeing. The left hand boost that was given to our women is running out, right? And now they have to they're going to have to fend for themselves, especially in Jacob's trouble that's coming, right? The sedition among men that's coming. It's all a setup. They're setting up themselves. They're creating, like, whatever, a woman doing all the wickedness and doing having her way and doing a bunch of wicked. Well, Proverbs chapter 30, verse 20, such as the way of an adulterous woman, she eateth and wipeth her mouth and said, I have done no wickedness. All right. So a lot of these women are justifying everything they do. All right. And I tell you that they have done nothing. All right. And that's what's going on in the times we have going, she's speaking like that. That's the damage that's happening. All right. And they're going to have to run into pure judgment, See, like you guys, I'm in this parking lot and Edom might just pulled up on the side of me. I don't know if he's listening to me or not, but yeah, just got to be aware. I'm being circumspect while doing this. I'm waiting on a client. So, but yeah, our women are putting themselves in a bad situation according to the Lord, and judgment is going to come soon, fast. All right, it's going to come fast. There's a lot going on. All right. Look, here goes some judgment here.
She don't look so safe right here. That's her right there being chased around the hotel. A dude butt naked right there. He's chasing her. She's half naked right there. She is naked. She got a towel around her. He busts at you and go chasing after her again. Boom. And there you have it. I'm going to run it back by you one more time so you can see how safe Ashley Janae was with her, her hero, her white hero. This is what she said, because I ain't got a problem with people who they want to date, but when you go out of your way to try to make me and mine look bad, you try to go out of your way to try to say somebody else is better than me and mine just because of This is a protector, y'all. This is a hero. Chasing around the hotel butt naked. Yeah. So, in case you have not really been following this case, I'm gonna bring you up to speed. So Ashley Janae,
So what you see there is
safe right here.
what you see there is judgment to the so-called Israelite woman. All right, that's what's happening. All right, there's a lot of judgment happening to them.
Redlined from opening businesses in white neighborhoods. They're contributing. This is really important. Asian Americans were redlined from opening businesses in white neighborhoods because white people didn't want Asian Americans operating in their neighborhoods and didn't want Asian Americans profiting off of white people. But because the positionality of Asian Americans is weaponized to oppress black people, Asian Americans were being given loans to open businesses in black communities, even though black people were not able to receive loans to open businesses.
Well, y'all want to switch up the spirit, but there's two different things we're throwing into. We're going into the how they don't get in trouble killing Jake, and they're conditioning everybody to kill the so-called black man. That's what they're conditioning. They're conditioning everybody to kill the so-called black man. That's their condition. That's what they want. All right. Justifying it, letting people off. All right. Letting people off. But this is here.
People didn't either This is really important. Asian Americans were redlined from opening businesses in white neighborhoods because white people didn't want Asian Americans operating in their neighborhoods and didn't want Asian Americans profiting off of white people. But because the positionality of Asian Americans is weaponized to oppress black people, Asian Americans were being given loans to open businesses in black communities, even though black people were not able to receive loans to open businesses in their own communities. And as I've said before, as a result of this, black wealth is essentially paid out twice when it goes to Asian American businesses. Once when the individual pays for the goods or services, and then again when the Asian American business owner removes the profit from the community. Because usually people open businesses in their own communities, and this is mutually beneficial, where the business owner is making a livelihood off of providing goods and services to their community, and by being a member of the community. This is really important. Asian Americans, they're contributing and they're investing back into the community. This is an ideal situation, and that is not what happens with Asian American businesses operating in black communities. They're contributing.
Yep. Yeah, we're in a time where this thing is getting I mean, look at our children. Look what the women are. Look at our children.
I think black.
This is our children, bro.
Stand up. She's for real.
This is what's happening to our children
Olivia, what are you doing? On the floor.
via the woman raising them. All our enemies.
No, ma'am. Eat your food. Stop. Stand up.
This is what's going on, man.
to get the black community to it.
Yeah, it's high time to wake up out of sleep, y'all. It's just getting bad out here, man. You know, so all matters of wickedness is happening. You know.
United States educational system. I just want to remind y'all that black people escaped slavery because they was fucking white people up. That's how they got out of slavery. I don't care what them books say. I don't care what their teachers said. I don't care what you learned in the United States educational system. Black people escaped slavery because they was fucking white people. That's how they got out. Do you see how they act? Do you see how white supremacy as a system? Do you understand? We are living through it now. Do you see and understand how it behaves? Are you paying attention? There's no bottom. There's nothing too evil. So you think they have black people exactly where they wanted them, in chains. You think they developed some type of moral consciousness to be like, oh, we shouldn't treat people like that. They're humans. No, in fact, they codified into the law that we were in fact not human beings. Black people escaped slavery because they was fucking white people.
Yeah, man. With that,
As long as white supremacy as a system has existed.
hope the elect was edified. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makah, Kwadash. The bonds to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Until next time, shalom.